little bit of history of how the court has been dealing with the pandemic. Back in March 12th of 2020, which seems like a lifetime ago, we decided that we were going to be closing down the courthouse, except for critical matters, mostly in criminal. So we pretty much closed our 11 buildings throughout Miami-Dade County and started working virtually. On April 1st, we all 123 judges in Miami-Dade received their Zoom licenses. And even though we've been working remotely for the most part, only in small cases have we been working in person, we have heard, and I have the number here, 346,805 hearings virtually since March 16th. So 2020 and into this year, almost 500,000 hearings have occurred in Miami-Dade County, even though they've been not done in person. So in October, we opened our courthouse again for jury trials. And when I say we opened our courthouse, it's only for jury trials, and it's only 3 jury trials in the downtown courthouse and 3 jury trials in the criminal courthouse and 1 in the family courthouse. And that's because we don't want to load our buildings. That occurred from October to December, and when the pandemic numbers and positivity rates rose, I closed the courthouses again. And now we're beginning to start our jury trials March 1st of this year. We have several civil jury trials starting, 3 of them, in fact, on March 1st. And all of the criminal trials that were set for March 1st seem to have settled or been closed. I'm not sure about domestic violence, but we are open. But the jurors should know that the county has been wonderful and is air scrubbing each courtroom. There will only be 3 juries coming in at a maximum. Those juries will be staggered. There will be a courtroom just for them to socially distance at breaks and eat and socially distance at breaks. And the lawyers will also have a courtroom just for them. So we'll be following CDC guidelines. We did open in October, but nobody set their case for trial. Most cases settled once they learned of a trial date. So nothing went. And the numbers were a little worse than they are now, and so people were a little hesitant trying to bring in any jurors unless we know a trial is going to go for certain. And so although we had summoned jurors, since none of the cases had gone, they had all closed out or settled, we did not have to bring any jurors. It certainly makes our system move forward. It encourages people to resolve their issues and close out their cases, but we didn't have to bring in a jury to do that. Just the threat of a jury trial was enough to help close out cases. I also understand the big fear that people have coming into the courthouse, and I'm here to assure them that since May, I've been meeting with 3 experts in the field, Dr. Ratson, Dr. Zinzi Bailey, and Dr. Hansel Tooks, all experts in epidemiology and infectious disease. And they've been helping us come up with a procedure of how to bring in the jurors. So they feel that as long as we socially distance, we mask, we take temperatures, we have CDC protocol, ability to wash our hands, that the jurors, even if someone in the room had COVID, would be safe. So that's been progressing. And we, Miami-Dade, have really followed the CDC guidelines. I think one of the strictest in the state. And so people are afraid to come into court, and I'm here to assure them that we're doing everything humanly possible. Slightly, it keeps me up at night. I know that there is obviously uncertainty, and everyone is careful and everyone wants to follow protocol, but we also know that our court system has to work, and we have to give access to the courts. People need to have their cases resolved. There are inmates in custody that need to have their trial. And so we feel that under the circumstances, under the guidance of the CDC and the experts that have kindly given up their time, we can open to the jury trials now in March again.